This is Mike Talks Cars podcast. We are living in a world today where auto manufacturers are having to change everything about their vehicles and even their business models to comply with low emission mandates around the world. Two manufacturers from Japan have been slow to admit that electrification is becoming inevitable. I'm speaking of Toyota and Honda, of course. Toyota joins up with Subaru to create their first BEV, and today I'm going to be talking about Honda's first pure electric vehicle. The 2024 Honda Prologue was very recently introduced to the world. This is, as I said, Honda's first dipping their toes into the battery EV market, and there is no surprise that they would choose to make that first EV an SUV. SUV sales continue to dominate the market as customers are choosing to focus on utility over basic transportation. Honda does a pretty great job of utility with vehicles like HR-V and CR-V in the small segment and Passport and Pilot in the larger segment. Prologue will be positioned to be about the same size as the Passport, so it'll be a little larger than the CR-V, with more interior space and more cargo room for those with a busy lifestyle. The exterior was designed by Honda's California-based design team, and Honda is introducing a new descriptor for that design. Neo-rugged is the term that they have coined to describe Prologue's appearance. This might be a bit of a stretch, however, as the images we've seen so far show a fairly typical SUV design language overall. I may be alone here, but I think it kind of looks quite a bit like a Mazda CX-50, at least as far as the general lines and stance of the vehicle are concerned. Aerodynamics were an important part of Prologue's design as well, as is seen in the rake of the windshield, front fascia, and the round-off to the rear of the vehicle. At the rear, we also see something very different. Instead of the H logo that has long identified the Honda vehicle lineup, we will see the word Honda in bold letters across the liftgate. Fortunately, the front fascia will continue with the standard branding. I guess Honda wants to make their BEV lineup stand out and instantly identifiable on the road. When you see the rear branding for the first time, it does make you do a double take. We expect to see the ubiquitous panoramic sunroof as an available option, along with the 21-inch wheels. On the interior, the appearance is more reminiscent of Korea's electric vehicle offerings, with an instrument cluster that appears to be set on the dashboard rather than integrated into the dashboard. Seating and trim look to be very Honda, which is probably a good thing for loyal Honda buyers. There even appears to be knobs for basic controls, like radio volume, which is also a good transition strategy to attract more traditional vehicle operators to this lineup. All-wheel drive will be available, of course, but there isn't much information on range, power, or pricing for the Prologue. I don't expect that they'll release that information until we get closer to rollout, which is expected to be sometime in 2024. Prologue will be Honda's first true EV, but it won't be the only one. Plans are to release a bunch of EVs based on Honda's E-architecture, which we should see in the market by around 2026. Honda is also teaming up with General Motors to produce a low-cost series of EVs beginning in about 2027. GM and Honda have a very long-term history of working together, and this should help Honda in their transition to electric vehicles in the long term. In the short term, you'll see Honda focus on selling more hybrids. For example, CR-V sales are forecasting a full 50% hybrid take rate over the next few years. Prologue should continue Honda's reputation for quality vehicles, and it will address the desire some of their loyal customer base has to transition to electric in the near future. Are you planning to start your transition to electrification soon? If so, are you planning to move directly to a battery electric vehicle, or is a hybrid the first electrified vehicle you intend to purchase? Let me know in the comments section below. Also, if you're driving an electric vehicle now, tell me how you made the decision that the time was right for you to make that change. Thanks for joining me today. This is Mike Little signing off for now. You have yourself a very great day.